So,
If I could clarify,
Sure.
Quad either pays the school bill or they pay the pilot. They don't pay both. The school bill, if they're not included in the tax roll, the amount of money owed by Quad on the school bill is apportioned amongst all the other taxpayers, and the $217,000 is collected in the pilot category. That didn't happen. We did get the school bill for sure. But we had also budgeted the $217,000 in the pilot category, which we did not receive for the tax year. So there are two separate buckets, if you will. And if they either pay one or the other.
So they received one bucket, but they did not receive the other bucket.
And the correction is to reissue the tax bill with proper levy.
And I understand where you're coming from and the finance piece of it. We have had internal discussions, and I think we should continue to have some of those internal discussions so we can communicate with you and try to find something that works for everyone.
but
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
we
still
have-
wrestling with, okay, so let's fill the bucket. But what's that number?
That number is this.
I made an offer
You think it's
in our first
That's-
meeting
that's-
Well,
to
but-
help to pay to resend the bills, and it was rejected. And we're still sitting here.
If I could just address the issue of the resending of the bills. There are 20,000 tax bills that go out. They don't just go out to people in the city, they go out to everyone in the district, which
All
is the
the
city,
taxpayers who are owed the
including all
money.
the surrounding towns that participate in the city school district. Sending an updated bill to that number of constituents on a problem that existed by virtue of an error in the city tax, not the town of Greenfield tax, not the town of Wilton tax, not any other tax, would have created, in our perspective, a tremendous impact. It would be an issue of lack of confidence. Patrons would be calling and saying, why has this happened? We have over 20% of our bills paid through escrows. We would have been answering to banks. We would have been answering to mortgage companies. It did not seem tenable to adjust every single tax bill, and that offer was not made until January.
That's not true.
When, in fact, the second tax bill was to go out. There was no time to do it in those three. There were 3 weeks, essentially, between when we had the meeting and that offer was made and when that bill would have gone out. It would have been virtually impossible to do it. So now we've got both half of the school bills paid, and now we're going back to 20,000 taxpayers and saying, sorry, you paid the wrong amount. You got to pay a little more here and a little more there. So
And they
that's
have
the
to
scope,
by law.
and that's the scope of the problem. And so that did not seem realistic or feasible from the district's perspective, and that's why we've not done that.
We also understand, but it was a human error that happened.
Yes.
It wasn't malicious at our end.
Of course not. And we understand that. Of course not. No one's suggesting
Literally
in any
an
way
error
that it
of
is.
omission carried in the law under that name, and the remedy provided for it happened previously. What you're asking for, you're not entitled to.
Well, that's illegal. That may be
Let's go to
something
court.
we'll resolve in court down the
I
road.
provided you
We're
three
trying
precedents.
to resolve this in another way, but
I hear you. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
I appreciate y'all coming and talking.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.